Hi and welcome to Angel Messages with Elena. We are going to do the waning of the moon phase, and this is going to affect us from July 19th to July 28th. It's almost like a full 10 days, and of course, we have the lunar eclipses that's going to be energized and flowing through us for the next 6 months. And I also wanted to do a blurb that I do have yes and no questions. These I just did on my little bunnies. The likelihood of getting a no is pretty rare because I have one that says no, get some rest. The other one says to prepare, and I think if you read them upside down, one that says go and get your rest, you're working too hard. So I wanted to let you know that I think there was like 3 questions for $3. Really simple. So if you're working on something that is needing to manifest and you want to know if it's working, this is a great way to see what is working. Just simple yes and no questions. When you do yes and no questions, you learn to trust yourself and your intuition as well. All right, so let's go ahead and do the clarity card. We are going to work through the cycle through the divine feminine into the reception, which is different from what I normally do, because the waning moon I would do more on the divine masculine clockwise, because this is the things that we had to put into action to release. But this time it is about things that are coming to fruition. So things that are working through the full moon, we're getting those resolutions, those abundance, those prayers answered. So our clarity card is the number 2 of roses, and it's the winged messengers. So the winged messengers is all about how messages come to you. They can come through angels, they could come through birds, anything on the wings. They could come through an airplane, whatever that divine is working through you. So you have all these beautiful winged messengers. There's a hawk in here, and there's a dove, there's the hidden house, and things are coming to the table that communications is really clear through this week that I'm doing this video and into the waning of the moon. We have Mercury retrograde, so communications was really going to be very difficult, but God is making a way for this communication to come clear to you so that you have the right interpretation, so you have that message that's coming. So be in awareness. All right, from the north, the number 1 to be is about leadership. It's about the prayers, the songs that we put out. And some would say is a completion of yourself and become one and unified. So we have Lakshmi, which is the goddess of fortune. So when she comes to the table, it's like everything you have wished for is coming. So she is the goddess of wealth and abundance. So it's very beautiful. All these things are coming, and what to know. She's our first card. She's also our number 27 card, which is the opposite of the 72. 72 represents the man and also the woman, which is the 144. So when you get the 27 that comes into, it's like it's an opposite way that is coming. So it's not coming as a rescuer, right? Because 7 is a rescuer, a defender, divine. But with faith, 2 is about faith and trust and assurance. It's coming through a woman, all right? So this fortune, this good news, this whatever you're praying for is coming through a woman. And then it comes to 9. So 9 is completion. So whatever you've been wishing for is looking for in this next few days. It looks like it's 9 days? July 19th through the 28th. So look for it. It could come in the beginning, it can come in the middle, it could come all the way to the end right before new moon. Then we have the goddess Demeter, and she's the goddess of harvest. She's also the nurturer. So this is a time, I mean, hello, we're getting all these messages that things are coming to fruition. Things are coming. What you've been praying for, all these things are coming to a conclusion here. So the appearance of wealth, the appearance of good health, all these things are making their appearance. And she's also the 11 card in the one position, the 111s. So when things come more than twice, so this is twice already. And then you got the 1-1 is like, pay attention, be in awareness, look for these beautiful things. And then we have the goddess Sophia. She's the Israelites' goddess. Sophia, she brings in all this beautiful wisdom. Not only just regular wisdom, but divine wisdom that comes down from Divine Mother. So divine, so this is the woman, right? The woman who's coming is giving you all of this good fortune and this wisdom. She's the 47 card. So 47 to me is like into the solar plexus of the action. So and some of our action is actually just being in awareness and enjoying our lifestyle, enjoying our children, taking time to, be grounded, because she has a lot of browns, and the card before her, I mean, all these cards have lots of browns, so it's really earthy, which is amazing because Capricorn, the full moon was in Capricorn, is about earth. It's about being grounded, and it's about wealth because Capricorns, we all like the wealth. And then Mama Cocha comes in. She's about water. So water is still keep your emotions level and steady. So don't get into fights and disputes because it could still be a time of rift between your coworkers, between your family members, and just don't engage. She says don't engage, and she's a 3-3 number. So 3-3 is definitely about your transformation. So if this prayer is answered, how you're going to be transforming. And then it comes to 6, which is love, right? You have to keep tapping into that love in order to pray and for these things to come out. Love conquers all. Love is such a powerful emotion, a powerful energy that when you tap into it, amazing things happens. All right, so going into the west side, the number 4 to me is about equal-sided organization, equal-sided societies, equal-sided family networks. So we have Shakti. She comes in as transformation. So we just had transformation, so it will go right into the flow, and she's also the 45. So she comes into completion. We have been putting ourselves together since the end of July, or the beginning of July, into the solar eclipse, into the lunar eclipse, and now you should feel like a lot of you are really coming into that one, into that fulfillment. So again, 9 is about fulfillment, conclusions of it all. I'm excited. This is a really beautiful reading. All right, and then we have Hera, which is the goddess of alliance. So these partnerships that are coming, this family units, right? Because 4 is all about all of those things. But it has to be equal-sided. If you feel like you're being slighted or they're not giving you all the parts, so one is really high and then the other, but this is not equal. We want equal sides all the way around. No rectangles, we want squares. We want equal all the way around this. So this might be a good time to really reflect. How is this partnership is working? This is a really beautiful, because I think even in our lunar eclipse, it said that the partnerships were working. So if you were the one that was doubted and maybe you weren't getting all the information, but it's actually an equal partnership, then stay with it. So that is very beautiful. She's the number 20 card. 2 is about things that are coming into the woman, the child, our bodies. And a 0 is, something is completing, right? Completion, but a new cycle is beginning as well. So sometimes we look at Jubilee as just the 49th year, but it's actually the 50th year because it's the end of the 7 years, 49 years but it's also the +1 because the +1 is the beginning. So that's where they got the 50. So it's all together. The 49. So look at it as the 50. 50 is a very powerful, transformational, miraculous number. And then we have the goddess Epona. And I love it. She's the 14 because it's the generation, all of us who are here to working on unifying, to getting into same ideas, same divine intuition to lead us into what we're leaving behind. So a lot of the degradation, a lot of the secrets being revealed. We're going into a very truthful time for us, especially here in the USA. Finally, truth is coming out and truth will prevail. So Epona is wise leadership. So we had divine wisdom. So now wisdom comes into these societies. Again, it comes as a woman. So look for that woman who's rising or is around you, because you're getting all this beautiful leadership. You're getting all this beautiful communications. You're getting all of this, wealth and prosperity for, good health as well is coming through this woman. And then we have Bronwyn. She is the goddess of forgiveness. So beautiful. She really taps into the heart chakra, and this is also part of the waning of the moon, is letting go of grudges, letting go of, I'm going to do this, revenge and vengeance. You have to let that go in order for you to get your manifestations, your prayers answered. You cannot keep holding into cursing and into swearing and speaking out all this filth, because you're just going to get filth back. So keep it pure, keep it holy, because all these things are manifesting on your behalf. So get in the heart of forgiveness. It's not really about them. It truly isn't. It's more about you, so that you can give, and give not only to divine, to yourself, to your families, but also to the world around us. And you're so needed. So now we're getting into the South, which is number 3, which is more about families. If you look at the triune, we have the masculine, the feminine, with the all-being God, or the all-seeing God, the omnipotence, the everlasting, unconditional love God. And we have, this is Lazy, and she's the goddess of revelations. So things are coming through this divine, through this partnership. It could be a marriage, it could be a relationship, a romance, it could be career-wise, corporate, that there's a revelation that is being handed to you. All right, you're gonna go, wow, right? Because this is like, wow, how often does something just manifest itself and presents it right in your table? So be sure to accept it, right? Don't say, oh yeah, no, I don't need that. Yeah, you do need it. So accept it. All right, and then we have the number 8 card, which is Goddess Bridget. She's about creative spark. So 8 is about abundance. So this creativity that you're getting, this epiphany, maybe you're working on this project, is coming into a conclusion, but something else is brewing. How many of you work on a creative project, and then towards the end, or even in the middle, or even in the beginning of that, you have like multitude of ideas? Well, this is Goddess Bridget. She's about that sparking, that epiphanies. So you're going to get a lot of that while you're working through your romance. Then we have the Goddess Easter, which is bringing in the new beginning. So yeah, isn't that what I just said? I just love confirmations. So Goddess Easter is about the number 13, which we refer to as Mary Magdalene. So watch out for Mary Magdalene. She is here and around us, right into her bloodline. So the bloodline of a great-great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter. Some say is Sarah, but I believe her name is different in the Bible. But anyways, Easter is about looking out into a new dawning of the new day, right? Dawning of the new day. It's the morning. It's the coming up. And I really love how Venus in some portions of our months comes out. And I used to follow Venus to work for like 4 months, I think it was, and it was just amazing. And I'm like, that's Venus. Venus taps into family and love. So how perfect is she to be here in the new beginnings of Easter, of awakenings, of resurrection, of being rose. What you thought was dead is becoming live again. So you are being sparked up inside as well. And then we have the goddess Aphrodite. I think I've had her in every single one of my readings for July 2019. So you want to go into the playlist and watch it all, because Aphrodite brings in romance. She brings in love. Have you ever had such a romance with the divine? It's really a beautiful experience. I've had that before. I used to have dreams about that too. And again, when you touch into that love and that empowerment love, that you are unconditionally loved, there's really nothing that you can't do that will separate you, right? Because mother comes in and she's swooping you down and she's picking you up. This is unconditional love of mother. And if you're, since this is a general reading, it could be of a father coming to rescue his child. So take it as you will, and just know, unconditional love, we can't even fathom that kind of love. All right, now we're going into the east. East now is become shadowed, right? As the waning goes into the new moon, which is more about shadows. So these things might be harder to see, which is, look into the east and the number 2, trust and faith. Children, it may be difficult to see, but not to worry, because goddess, divine, feminine mother sees all things. So we have Freya. She is the goddess of radical acceptance. All right. So it's like taking things that you were once told is becoming true again, and or maybe erased. I went through a lot of grief and finding out different things that religion keeps me from rising. Back 8.5 years ago, and I went through a grief periods that I cried, and then to look at God as mother was very hard for me because I was abused by my mother, and so I was taught by God to look at mother, divine mother, as the perfect mother, the mother I've always been craving for. She's always been there for me. Even when I only acknowledged it as father, it was the mother, heart of God, that was with me. So to know that there's a truth that will come upon us, just like that, and how God had taught me. So you're going to be spiritually taught, and that is going to be the radical acceptance within you, within your spirit, because then it's like, oh, and it's healing. It puts you back together to where we're supposed to be. So this radical acceptance is just coming full charging into the east of number 2. All right. So then we have the goddess Yi. All right. So we had creative spark in 3. Now we have it in 2. Creativity is coming. Didn't I say that mother would illuminate and show you the way? So this is radiance. This is, the flashlights, that this is going to be shined upon. So it's not going to truly be in the shadow. You're going to see it. You're going to see it like you should be. Radical acceptance. You have all of this beautiful, it's a masculine energy as well, because didn't I say we need masculine energy to bring this in? So there you go. You got all of this. Sometimes you'll refer to the Sunday as the illumination day. So kind of look at that too. And then we have Parvati. Parvati is in number 41. She's the opposite of the 14. But she's just as beautiful. I kind of see her as the goddess Esther, which is also Easter, but the goddess Star. So Parvati is the Hindu goddess. She's also part of that new beginning. She helps you sow those seeds, because you don't want to take everything out of the harvest without something else to be planted in its place. So you have a rotation of crops, that crops will keep coming and will be ready to harvest in the week, or in the day, in a couple of weeks, in a month, in 6 months. So whatever you take out, you had to put it back in. So Pravati says, if you take out the things that you had to be forgiven for, you had to put this love back in. Because, right, she's like Aphrodite. She has all of this beautiful pinks and love. Fiery passion. So this is a romance. This is a romance that, things need to be added. Just kind of like, have you done a money pot or a money jar, and you add money into it and bless it? I burn a candle and I put essential oils in, so I have a flow of money coming in. So this is the idea: is keep things flowing into it. You keep replacing the things that you're taking out and put something back in. It's kind of like the idea of savings, but not quite, because we're trusting somebody else to make money for us, and that's not how. In a way, it kind of is. The concept is the same, but entrusting it to a bank is not. You want to trust it within your own environment so that you can keep putting love, and you'll keep filling it up with little trinkets, little things that you bless with. Bay leaves is a good one to manifest fortune and health and whatever you put your wishes in. You could write it on the bay leaf. You could write it on little post notes and just put it in there and just keep working with that. That will keep the flow coming in. All right, so you don't have to go into stocks and bonds, because I kind of see banks really not being around for very much longer. Also, here comes Goddess Artemis. She has been in almost every single one of my readings. So, and for the month of July, right? She's a number 4 card that she is helping you stay focused and helping you stay on point, right? So that you don't lose your focus, that you, when you work too hard at manifesting, you can get so much in your thought process, and anything, even the bad thoughts, has an influence. So it's like putting it out there, your prayer, and keeping it positive, and allowing the spirit, allowing the angels and the divine to do the guidance of its return, and not to worry about it. Especially as women and parents, we tend to worry too much. We worry about finances, we worry about our children. So it's really releasing that and giving it to God. This is our yokes are heavy, but Jesus is light. So it's believing in somebody else who can carry that load for you. So she helps you stay focused when you need to stay focused. So you stay in that positivity, you stay in that love, and you have fun. All right. And so wisdom is the waning of the moon. And we have so much wisdom that has come into. It's just like tapping into our older selves and looking and reflection of what we need to do, what we need to put out there. Okay, so that's the beauty of the waning of the moon. When we get into new moon, that's the things that we need to release and let go. Maybe to give generously, and to do other things. So I'm looking forward to the end of this month to do the new moon reading for you. All right, and in conclusion, guess what? We have the 5 of Keys. This is a clarity card. This is wishes fulfilled. Look, everything has come to the table. You have opportunities through all these doors. Pantries are full. There is a harvest that has come to the table for you, that all your wishes are coming fulfilled. And isn't that what each one of these cards in some way has said? That it's time for this conclusion, it's time for this fulfillment, it's time to receive and to enjoy this. So get into the enjoyment of what you're praying for, because isn't that why you prayed for those things? So that things would be a little bit easier for you and your family. So get tapped. Your wishes are fulfilled. It is a key. It's a 5. It's a miracle key. So the things that you've been really working on is coming. So have faith. And you may have many different things that you have prayed for that is coming into this week that I'm doing this, July 14th through the 20th, into the new moon of the 16th and the 17th, and into the waning of the moon before new moon. And not to say that there's probably going to even be more to the end of this new moon into August, because August is all about harvest. So tap into your freedoms of getting the things that you want the most and manifesting. I do have a video that is in my playlist that is manifesting through the days of the week. So I'm doing this on Sunday. This is to expect everything that you have touched has turned gold. And this is the 7th day. So tomorrow, Monday, the 15th of July, is when you start again and make your list. And you can do 1, 2, 3. You could do a multitude of things and just follow each action each time that you need to say, each something that you need to do, and you will have your wishes fulfilled. So I will talk to you all real soon. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, and helping me get risen up in algorithms. I appreciate all the views. I love you all so very much.